Conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account.
And how I fear that we will not have an election in 2028.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So Disney just pulled the biggest corporate U-turn of the year. Not long ago, they fired Jimmy Kimmel after public outrage and boycott shook their brand. But now, they've quietly brought him back, hoping nobody noticed the flip-flop. This isn't just about Kimmel. It's about how corporations play with cancel culture, how they burn to pressure, and how profit always overweight principle. Let's talk about what Disney move really says about power, hypocrisy, and the state of media today. Because after they must have lost a huge amount of money, over $1 billion or above $3 billion, right? They decided that, oh, we are losing money, we are losing power, or we really need to call these people back. We really need to bring back this man, you know? Anyways, lovelies, let's get into
conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account. Open the Disney Plus app on your smart TV or TV connected device. I've been fortunate to work at a company that has allowed me to do the show the way we want to do it for almost 23 years. I've done almost 4,000 shows on ABC, and over that time, the people who run this network have allowed me to evolve and to stretch the boundaries of what was once traditional for a late night talk show, even when it made them uncomfortable, which I do a lot. Every night they've defended my right to poke fun at our leaders and to advocate for subjects that I think are important by allowing me to use their platform, and I am very grateful for that. With that said, I was not happy when they pulled me off the air on Wednesday. I did not agree with that decision, and I told them that, and we had many conversations. I shared my point of view, they shared theirs, we talked it through, and at the end, even though they didn't have to, they really didn't have to. This is a giant company. We have short attention spans, and I am a tiny part of the Disney Corporation. They welcomed me back on the air, and I thank them for that.
We have some major news right now. Donald Trump is now threatening to sue ABC again, this time over putting Kimmel back on air. In a new Truth Social post, Donald Trump writes, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there." He went on to say, "I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative." Jimmy Kimmel will be back on air tonight because of you, because of public pressure, because your voice, well, they were louder than Donald Trump's. Your voice matters. And it got Jimmy Kimmel back on air. Well, Donald Trump is now trying to use his powers as president and his leverage as president to try to sue ABC to get Kimmel back off air. And it's important that media does not cave to Trump, that media does not settle with Trump and stands up to him in this moment. So spread the word, because he's once again attacking the First Amendment, and we can't let him win. Follow along for more to come soon.
Gavin Newsom went on Stephen Colbert tonight and said what we have all been thinking. Watch this.
I fear that we will not have an election in 2028. I really mean that in the core of my soul, unless we wake up to the code red, what's happening in this country, and we wake up soberly to how serious this moment is.
And he's absolutely fucking right. Trump is literally selling 2028 merch on his website and then making jokes in press conferences about how we don't have to have an election as long as he declares war. He is so clearly normalizing the idea of him seeking a third term. There is absolutely no question that Trump is going to find a way out of conceding power in 2028. So the only question that we should be asking now is, are we going to let him? Are we going to let him?
The Jimmy Kimmel Show is set to return to air on Tuesday, which is great. We love that. They released a statement basically saying that they originally decided to suspend the show because they felt like he had some inflammatory remarks that was increasing the already existing tension across America, and that they felt like it wasn't good for the country. They also said in their statement that they had a lot of thoughtful conversations with Jimmy and that they felt confident about the show being able to return on air. Now, we all know that the real reason is because Disney was losing money at a rapid rate and they just couldn't afford to foot the bill. Now, we know that they were originally asking Jimmy to apologize to the family and to donate money. However, people who know Jimmy said that he was not planning to apologize and he was actually planning to double down on the fact that this was about censorship from the right. Now, I know y'all are going to say that I make everything about race, but I don't know if y'all remember, but in February of this year, Joy Reid, The Readout, this black woman's show, was canceled at MSNBC because of new leadership, quote unquote. And I just wonder, if folks stood behind Joy Reid the same way they stood behind Jimmy Kimmel, would there have been a different outcome? Now, again, I'm glad that Jimmy got his show back on air, but I also want to bring up the fact that there are plenty of Black award-winning talented journalists whose shows get canceled and they never get a second chance. They never get heard. There's no thoughtful conversation. Anyway, just putting it out there for us to think about.
Jimmy Kimmel is back. I just watched his first episode back after Donald Trump and Brendan Carr of the FCC tried to end him because they didn't like what he said. And let me tell you, he was marvelous. If you live in one of these markets where the fascist bootlicker Sinclair or Nexstar didn't let him back on, or you happen to miss it, he was brilliant. He addressed what happened to him with excellence. He talked about freedom of speech and how important not his show is, but the right for a country to have a show like his is. He was absolutely brilliant from beginning to end. And the most funny part of the night was he had Robert De Niro come on and pretend to be Carr, the head of the FCC, threatening him like a mob boss, where he made the absolute funniest joke of the night, claiming that Donald Trump is so fat that he would need 2 seats on Epstein's jet down to the island. It was brilliant. I will tell you the same thing that they said about Charlie Kirk. It was brilliant. I will tell you the same thing that they said about Charlie Kirk. MAGA and Donald Trump, the FCC, thought that they could kill Jimmy Kimmel, that they could end him. No, it's the exact opposite. They have made Jimmy Kimmel immortal. I am Jimmy Kimmel. We are all Jimmy Kimmel. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow. I'll keep you updated. Jimmy Kimmel is back.
ABC and Disney gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. His show is going to begin airing again tonight. Unfortunately, I will not be restarting any Disney subscriptions. That ship has sailed. They can go stand over there with Target. Once I am done, I am done. They did not give Jimmy Kimmel his job back because it was the right thing to do any more than they fired Jimmy Kimmel because it was the right thing to do. They fired Jimmy Kimmel to bend knee to this administration, to kiss the ring. They gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back because they want our money back. They're not getting mine. I will not be going back to Disney or ABC or any of those companies. In fact, for the month of October, I'm doing something called Blackout October. I'm canceling all of my subscriptions. I'm canceling Netflix. I'm canceling. The only subscriptions that I will have are the ones that my T-Mobile account pays for. And T-Mobile, I might not even have T-Mobile. I'm so serious about this. I'm thinking about paying off my cell phone bill so I could take my little phone and take it to a company where I could pay like $10 a month to a company that is not doing business with Starlink, because T-Mobile and Starlink are partners. I don't know if y'all know that. But I'm so serious. I am doing something called Blackout October, and I'm going to be canceling every single one of my subscription services. In addition, I will not be shopping at any business that has not stood up to the fascism in this country will not get my money. I have already started searching for smaller, like Produce Junction type markets, even smaller owned meat markets where I can buy meat, because that can be really difficult. But yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. There's Amish farms here. So yeah, I won't be supporting any large organization that has kissed the ring and is not standing up to fascism. It is an extreme time in this country, and it is going to take extreme measures to correct the damage that is being done. So yeah.
Congratulations, guys. We did it. After being mass boycotted and losing a market value of $4 billion, Disney has decided to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel's show, coming back tomorrow. Disney, and probably the most cowardly act of any corporation in this whole century, decided after the FCC chair of Donald Trump's administration threatened them on a podcast to completely take Jimmy Kimmel's show off the air because he made a joke at Donald Trump's expense. And Disney just loves when Donald Trump spanks them, because literally they paid him $16 million to settle a case that they would have won in court just because they were afraid of having a drawn off legal battle with the president. And they made it clear where their values are. Like, they don't care about freedom of speech. They don't care about freedom of expression for their artists. They just care about making money. And guess what? They would have kept Jimmy Kimmel's show off the air if we didn't boycott it, right? Because all this means is that the executives just crunch the numbers and they're like, okay, well, we're going to lose more money if we don't give him his show back. So yeah, speaking up, making your voice heard, it works. Literally. I mean, look at Target, right? Like this, they literally gave him his show back in less than a week. Okay. And I know this is kind of like whatever, like one talk show host, like what's the big deal? But guess what this means? Like, if we resist, we'll win. We'll win. The fascists are weak. Just don't comply in advance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, speak up for when people are getting their rights taken away, and we'll keep them. I promise you.
Disney's stock took a hit during this whole crisis. You can see that there. Customers began canceling their subscriptions, not just to, say, ABC or Kimmel, but to the entire portfolio of Disney products. There are many ways to measure this. I can tell you Disney hasn't exactly announced just how much money they've lost or subscriptions they've lost. It's probably not in their business interest to fuel their own boycott. But one way you can look into this is Google Trends, where you see the normal churn of people wanting to cancel Disney, which could be for any reason. You could just say, oh, I'm tired of it, or I need to save money. But that's the normal churn on your left. And of course, around the suspension, this huge spike, according to Google Trends, of people just searching for how to do it. 12-month highs. At one point, Disney Plus's cancellation page crashed because so many different people were saying, if Disney is against free speech like this, we don't want any Disney product. Disney's stock.
Unfortunately, I'm obsessed with the fact that Noah Centineo bought a Disney Plus subscription 2 days ago for 1 whole year just so he could cancel it to make a performative post on social media about supporting Jimmy Kimmel. I can't even get into the Jimmy of it all. Seriously, I cannot believe that his show was taken off the air. I have so many thoughts just on that situation alone. And I saw a tweet saying that they were moving all of the stuff out of his studio. They're clearing it, so it means like the show's completely canceled and all of the people that worked there are, I guess, fired. But yesterday, Noah Centineo posted this Instagram story saying, save money today and your subscription has been canceled. But if you look closely at the print, it says that he can still watch Disney Plus until September 18th, 2026, which means he purchased it for a year on the 18th because you get the full year if you buy it for a year. So he bought it on the 18th and canceled it right away to post this. He did not have Disney Plus before. He wanted to make a stand and make a post, and that is why he did this. And it's kind of camp. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. And I need your guys' thoughts on this because I haven't been able to stop thinking about it all morning. So let me know.
I know some people are upset that Jimmy Kimmel is back on air. However, just know, you guys still have the power. We don't have to watch his show. Just like how the Colbert Show was canceled, not because of cancellation of freedom of speech. It was because he was losing money for the network. So do the same thing for Jimmy Kimmel. Don't dial in, don't watch his crap, and make him make ABC lose money for having him on the air, and then they will can him permanently. So there's no need to get upset. We already knew that ABC was trash. That's why they had to pay $15 million to President Trump, because they let people like George Stephanopoulos go on TV and lie straight to the viewer's face. So can we really expect anything more from ABC? And we already know Disney went woke. That's why Disney is failing. Most recent was success with Lilo and Stitch. But overall, ever since Disney went woke, they're not doing that great. So don't get upset. It is what it is. That's what we have to expect out of these woke companies. But just know, I have a gut feeling Jimmy Kimmel is going to be like Stephen Colbert. Irrelevant, just like Don Lemon. And truth be told, all the social media content creators, they're outbeating what Jimmy Kimmel brings in viewership. So it's working. Don't get upset. Be excited in the fact that you just continue to see who is actually for the American people and who's not. And the fact that Jimmy Kimmel claimed in one of his monologues that his people are all about the truth, and he continues to push this narrative that the shooter was MAGA, just shows this guy is nothing more than a lunatic liberal that only knows how to push a narrative but not actually know how to use their
All right, lovelies, let's break this down. Because Jimmy Kimmel returning to Disney after all the drama, the firing, the boycott, are not just a headline. It's a case in how corporate America operates in 2025. Not so long ago, Disney was under pressure. Kimmel had said something and backlash came hard. And the company response was immediate: cut ties, distance themselves, and hope the controversy would pass. That's the formula these corporations follow. They're not weighing right versus wrong. They are weighing optics. What would the public say? How would the stock market react? Will subscribers cancel? And guess what? People did cancel. People boycott Disney plus Hulu and ABC. People started asking questions. Why fire Kimmel but keep others who've said worse? Why is there a double standard? That outright built momentum, and now Disney has quietly brought him back. So what does this tell us? It tells us that Disney's decision was never about principle. It was about pressure. When firing Kimmel seems like the safer business decision, they fired him. When bringing him back seems like the safer business decision, they brought him back. Simple, coded, and calculated. And, and that's the problem. Corporate like Disney doesn't stand on values, they stand on profit margins. Today's villain can be tomorrow's hero if the money points that way. And when you really think about it, that should disturb us, right? Because what they're showing is that their moral compasses can be bought and sold. It swings whichever way the dollar flows. Let's pause here. Think on what this means for ordinary people, for creators, for workers who don't have the platform or the audience that someone like Jimmy Kimmel have. If Disney can flip-flop this easily with someone as big as him, what chance does an average or every employee person have? If you don't have fan base to fight for you, if you don't have millions of people willing to boycott on your behalf, you are just another casual of corporate decision distress up as doing the right thing. And that's where the hypocrisy becomes clear. Disney loves to preach about value, right? About diversity, about inclusion, about protecting audience. They want to wear the badge of morality when it benefits them. But when those same value cost them money, they disappear faster than yesterday's press release. This isn't about Jimmy Kimmel. He's just the face of much larger conversation. This is about cancel culture, corporate hypocrisy, and the illusion of accountability. Because what we are seeing here is not accountability, it's performance, it's theater. The firing was a show to calm outrage. The rehiring is a show to recover profit, and neither move tells us anything about what Disney actually believes. And here is the question I keep coming back to: what happened next? Because there will be a next time. Another celebrity will say something controversial. Another group will raise up demanding consequences, and Disney or any other major corporation will once again pull out the same playbook: fire, distance, rehire, repeat. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with a media landscape that feels hollow, where nothing is rooted in principles, everything is dictatorship or by reaction, where doing the right thing is just another line item in the budget. And maybe that's the bigger lesson here. Not that Jimmy Kimmel is back, but that Destiny exposed themselves to show us who they really are and who is in charge, not the executive, not the boardrooms, not even the talent. It's the dollar. The dollar decides who gets cancelled and who gets a comeback. So the real challenge for us, the audience, the consumers, is to stop buying into illusions. Stop thinking these corporations are guided by morals. They are guided by money. And until we understand that, we are getting closer caught up in the outrage cycle while they quietly count their profit behind scenes. So yes, Jimmy Kimmel is back, but the bigger story is that Disney never left their comfort zone. They played it safe, they followed the money, and once again, they showed up what matters most in the American corporation. And spoilers alert, it's not value, it's not fairness, it's not consistency, it's just, profit as usual. Because these people have seen that they are losing a lot of money. People are no more, getting it the way it's used to be. They decided that, okay, oh my god, we are losing money, let's just bring this young man back, let's bring him back. And here he is, here he is. So this is just all about business. Disney don't even care of any moral, any principle. They just care about what they gain, right? And so many people were of the opinion that, oh, they never expected that Jamie was just going to get the, just accept the proposal immediately, which I think that's his job, right? Maybe he needed the money, but a lot of people were like, he could have just started something else. He could have just started up his own, his own profiles and try to do things on his own. So many people were like, okay, even if they caught him back, I am still canceling my subscription. So are you still going to cancel your subscription, or are you going to go back and not to cancel it or to retrieve it back? Leave me that thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And if you've not subscribed, please do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. In the comment section of what you think of this video, please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Please share this video, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.